Hello, friends. So, welcome back to Odoo Development Teacher Training. So, I hope you are all of you are safe and good, doing good. Okay. So, without having a long introduction, let's directly go into our subject. So, last few days we have discussed a lot of things in Odoo. At last, we were discussing features, Odoo views, okay, different type of views, and at last we were discussed about the graph view. So today, next view what we are going to discuss is pivot view. You have seen that pivot view is a tabular view. From there, you can arrange in whatever structure you want. The table is whatever the columns you can set up, whatever the rows you want, you can set up there, and you can export that data into Excel. So you may have seen that. I will show you if anyone here is not familiar with that. In case so this one, okay, so this view, you can see it's a very useful view that you can use for reporting purposes. You can avoid creating a lot of reports, like you see it's a monthly report was status, month was status report. So you can change this view to any type of reports, like you can make it campaign wise status or country wise status, country wise customer. You can change into any type of view, and you can just export that into an XLS file, so you have a report. So instead of going and creating different report under the report session, like salesperson voice report, sales report of the month kind of things, you can avoid those kind of reports and just create this view, and there you go. You can take any report you want from here to Excel. You can take it. So how we can create this report for our Open Academy? That's what we are going to discuss about. So the last day we were discussing about the graph view. So this was the structure of the last graph view. So we said that now there is the graph element is the root element that is used for the graph view definition, and we can add fields, and there is an attribute called type for these fields. There you can put row and measures. So we discussed about that yesterday. So today we are just going to the pivot. So the pivot view definition is almost similar to the graph. The main change is we are using the pivot element as a root element, and you can set a name, okay. Then you must provide a unique ID that you know already. So there's another difference is we have a type attribute, but the type attribute have three different values. Can have three different values. So for the graph view, we had only the row and measures. So here we have row, column, and measures. So the column is only entered as COL. then you have to add this in your action. Okay, so instead of along with the graph, you have to add pivot. So the spelling is pivot. Now we only have made changes in our XML file, so we have to upgrade our module. So under the Open Academy, sessions, here you can see the pivot view. So this pivot view is created, and the attendees count is taken as the value. So we have different measures here. So what will happen if we make any changes? I will show you what are the importance, why this structure, why this structure is by default, by making changes in our pivot view definition. So we have instructor ID here, put as row. So if I didn't put this as row, okay, then let's go to apps, upgrade. So it's completed. We only have course 0. So under that, we can manually select the instructor option and make it visible. So if you want to make that visible by default, you have to provide like this. So it's based on the order, okay, and the instructor, if you put the instructor at the second, it will after the course ID, then it will be grouped by course ID, and then instructor, under that only instructor will come. So if you want to make it at the top, then you can place this at first, then course ID under the instructor ID. Then this code is, if you make it visible again and comment this one, then the changes will be, you will not have this session wise grouping. Okay, this session wise columns you will not have. You see, so any feed you can use for this here as a columns or rows. So the counts you can put as measures. If I didn't mention any measure type field, so let's see what will happen. It will show now it's attendees count. Till now it was attendees count. Now what will happen? We can check that. So the count is the number of records. The number of records are taken into consideration as by default. The count is taken as default. So if you want to make your own fields to be by default visible instead of the count, you can give it as a type measure field under this pivot definition. So this is how the pivot view definition is. So all these fields we have here is already in our table. That's why we didn't have to create a new table or something like that. So sorry, a new field in under our tab under our business object. So this is not only the case. We can use this. You may have seen in account, invoice kind of things. So all these data are taken from directly from the session object. So the thing that I am going to say is a little more important. So all these things, duration, started, instructor, course ID, attendees IDs, all these things are directly available in my Open Academy session object. So in our sale order, if you want to make a pivot view for the sales, then you will not have all those things. So some cases you may need the report, sales report by product wise. So in a sale order, indirectly you will not have the product. I can show you that. Here in the sales module, we have the models. Under the models, we have sale. So this is the sale order object. So in the sale order, we don't have any field called product ID or something. Okay, we have partner ID. Okay, we have the customer ID and the date, kind of validity date, those kind of details. But we will not have any product ID related to this inside this sale order. So in the sales report, we will definitely need the product details, right? You may need the product category, those kind of details. So how these things is possible? How Odoo is making those kind of reports? Odoo already made that kind of reports. So we are going to check that, because let me check if we have already have that kind of report here. Okay, so activity report. Yes, okay. So we already have installed the CRM, so let's check the CRM itself, so that we don't have to install any other module. You can see they created another model. Okay, so to get an activity report from CRM, they created another model. So it's called activity report, and they provide the name. Okay, so it will be a new model, not an inherited model from any other item. So but they put a auto is equal to false. So this is a new attribute that we are now talking about. So this auto attribute will restrict the Odoo from creating this table automatically when we restart and upgrade a module. Okay, so this will not this auto flag will restrict the Odoo from creating this table inside Odoo. So what is the purpose? So let's go down to the more details. So in this table, they have put leads, created lead created date, date conversation, date deadline, date closed, author ID, user ID, team ID, kind of things. And the activity, okay, the mail.activity type. So our PyCharm. So let's these are the fields that they have added into the system. And here you can see Odoo added some queries. Okay, you can see def under the definition select method. They created a query, select m.id, l.create id, all the fields they are selecting from that part. Then they are having from, okay, from mail.message as, then join part. So they put all these sections in different functions, and there is a init function. So inside that init function, what they are doing is tools dot drop view if exist. So they are checking this is a function that is already defined in the tools. So this function is checking whether we have already have a view that is defined with the same name that we have providing here. Okay, any view that is defined with the same. So if it's there, then it will drop that view at first. Then it will, this function will execute a query. So create or replace view, and to replace all these percentage string functions, they have provided the attribute here. So first it will replace the table name here, and create functions value. The thing that returns the create function is a string, and it's a part of the query. So it will be placed here, and from it will be placed here. The join will be placed here, and where clause will be placed here. So this entire query will be executed. So what they are making is, what they are doing is, they are taking value from different. They are taking value from different tables. Okay, here the L is m dot model is equal to crm lead, and L is lead, m is equal to mail dot activity, those different tables. Okay, so they are taking values from different tables. So this is a small example. I will show the sales again first. You can see this is a little more complicated query. Not that complicated. For a first timer, it will feel complicated. It's a simple query. Don't have to worry about that much. Okay, so the select clause, you can see taken from different tables. Sales taken from the product template, country ID. See, taken from many different tables, and you can see under the from clause sale order line, join sale order. Sale order line is joined with sale order, then rest dot partner, product dot product template, unit of measure, product price list. From different tables, Odoo is accessing data and creating a view, and then later they are creating a pivot view for that that view. So they will have all the data related to that that sales in a single view. So they can so we can okay, so we can group by the product table, product template, or product variant, or product category, product, our customer, price list, different attributes we can use that in that report. So this is the biggest application we have in Odoo using pivot view. Okay, so I hope you get the point. So this is, you don't have to confuse without too much detail. So first you just understand how we can set a simple pivot view. Then later you can explore Odoo and find out small views like this that are already defined, and check the code of those fields, those views like we did now. Okay, those are CRM have a pivot view. Okay, so you can check the CRM pivot view, or you can go to the reporting. Here you can see the pipeline view, and the pipeline we have a pivot view. So it's directly CRM lead. It's not exactly a different table. They are just showing the data in a pivot view here. So nothing, no difference between the actual CRM lead menu and this one. So say, and both are taken from CRM lead table. You can see the model name here. From there I am saying this. Okay, so but in the activity case, you can see this is a different table, CRM activity report. Okay, so it's a different object. It's a entirely different object. So in that example you can take. So let's, for your convenience, I hope you will bear with me. Let's install the sales also, so that you will have a better idea. Because the sales is everyone are comfortable with a simple module. It's taking too much time. Maybe it's because I'm using a virtual machine, so it may be big. Okay, I think we can. It's almost completed, looks like. Okay, we can get back to that part after it's completed. So we have different one more view to discuss about. It's called Kanban view. So the Kanban view is a little different from other views, because it's using QWeb view, QWeb language, QWeb view to define the Kanban view along with it. So let's make it Kanban view here. Add the Kanban view. Okay. Okay, it's completed. So in the sales, we're talking about the sales reporting. You see the sale order and the sales quotation table is sale order, but in the reporting session, say it's sales report. Okay, so different table, and you will not be able to see this table in your if you are connecting that your database with a PG admin or any other database management application. You will not be able to see this under your tables section. So it will be only available in the under the views. So this is the pivot. You can see all saleable services. This is by default grouped by the category of the item, and you can see all these details. Okay, so a price list, product category, product variant, sales team, even sales team is there, salesperson, source, status, different elements from different tables. You can see the same order, the same sale order have the pivot view. There you can check what are the things we have. Okay, now we have to refresh this page. This to have the pivot. Here you cannot see, it's just put a pivot view definition with some details. So here you cannot see any product, right? So from here you cannot generate a product wise sales report. You cannot generate a product category wise sales report from here. So it's a direct pivot view. This one is little different. So Odoo is taking tables data from different tables. So first they are taking the sale order lines. These are the sale order lines where we define the products. Okay, so there we add the products. So this big thing is this entire form is sale order. Under the sale order we have sale order lines. Inside that sale order we are mentioning the product and its unit of measure and the quantity, those kind of things. So first they are taking the sale order line. From the sale order line they are taking the sale order. In sale order they have the customer. In sale order line they have the product. Inside the product they have the product. It's a product variant. So inside the product variant they have the product template. Inside the product template and product they have the product category, and all these connected data they are bringing into a single view. Okay, single database view, and they are showing that database view in a pivot. That's why you are getting all these connected details in this pivot view. You see the customer, the country. So we are not specifying the customer country in sale order. We are taking that from the customer details. Okay, so customer industry, invoice status, those kind of lot of things. Product category, product variant, lot of things that are taken from other tables, not directly from sale order. So that's the importance of that, writing the queries and creating a view and making an analysis report. From there you can take different dimensional data, different dimensional reports. Okay, you can also have the graph view based on that. So this is a dashboard view, and you can have different views based on that view also. Okay, database view. So let's get back to our Kanban view. So we were talking about Kanban view while we installing the sales. So the Kanban view you have seen in CRM and many places in Odoo, the views with that some tiles. Okay, So this one you can drag and drop from one column to another column. So this is called the Kanban view. This is the icon, so you can see the view Kanban label. Okay, so this how we can make this view. That's what we are going to discuss now. This is a little bit more advanced area. We have different. So in the CRM, in our Open Academy itself, so not in Open Academy, we have in CRM or in Contact, the customer screen. See, this is a simple Kanban view, but this is a little bit more advanced Kanban view because we have some graphs and a group bys, some additional options. You see, so we will first we will check. Not first, we only check the basic thing. Other thing you have to explore inside Odoo. I will share you some links so you can check there. And in all other views that we have already discussed, there are a lot of options that you can explore from different views from Odoo, and inside that reference links that I will provide. It's Odoo's documentation. So you can check there are different attributes that you can use with the different views. So you can play with them and find out different combination and different styles you can use. So we are making a simple Kanban view first. Okay. So I added a Kanban mode inside our action. Now I am removing this commented area. And this is our Kanban definition. You can see for a pivot and for a graph, we only had a total. We had a 10 to 12 line of codes. So here for a Kanban, we are having a lot of codes, line of codes. See, almost 44 lines. So this is our Kanban view. Here, this Kanban is the the root element of our view, and default group by is an attribute that is providing the group by option. Just like we see in CRM pipeline, the tiles were grouped by the stages. So here we can provide the group by attribute to provide based on which detail you want to group by these records. So that's why we are given here default group by course ID, and there is a color attribute color value that's given. It's used to provide the color. I will show you why that is important. Then the Kanban box, under the templates, we are defining the template using the QWeb. So you can learn the QWeb language. It's not that hard. You can learn that. You need that for the reporting purpose, building reports and etc. So you can learn that, and using different classes for getting different styles. So you can check this definition of these classes. So I will show you what's the view that we are getting from this 44 line of codes. Okay. See. see, Open Academy, sessions. Yes, we have the Kanban. You see the course 0 have 3 sessions. So this is the style we got from all these 44 lines. So if we had a session under another course, let's check what the course 1, instructor, duration, we can set 5 days, number of seats, 40. Okay. Sessions. You see, it's by default grouped by the course. So it's a default. We have mentioned that in here, default group by. So you can change the group by here. So if you want to do by instructor or something, then you can do that. Okay. So if I put the instructor ID here, I will have to upgrade the module. So I don't want to do that. So we can put our own fields. If you want to do by with any other fields, you can put that here. And all these templates, the elements under this template is designing what we have, what we are seeing inside this box. Okay, so there is a small button, drop down button. You can select different colors. Okay, that's why the color of field is defined. So when we select a color, it will save in the color value will be saved in that field. Then there is a delete option. So to make that part, you see the drop down is marked here. So all these things are for that drop down. If I comment this part, you cannot see that part. Okay, set. I will comment all this. Okay, let's update. So along with that, we can make that instructor ID change. So instructor ID. Yes. Okay. Apps. Let's go to apps. Upgrade. Okay, let's go to open upgrade, sessions. You see this. So now the sessions are grouped by the instructors, and we don't have the drop down now. So you can just click on this and open the view. So there are a lot of options, a lot of features that you can enable in the Kanban view. Like we had a progress bar in CRM. You can see a lot of things in CRM's Kanban view. You can see there's a plus button. From there you can create a new opportunity. Okay, and discard it, those kind of things. Then you can add column. See, you can add column here, and you can fold, unfold. A lot of things are there. Edit, delete, different options are there. So you can check this Kanban view, CRM Kanban view, or any other Kanban view, and the reference document that I will share with you. So you can check the attributes that are possible to use with the Kanban view, and play with those already existing things before before play with the original code, just make a copy so that you don't mess up with the core elements. Okay, so this is the thing on the place that we are just added the content. Okay, so session name, then we put this field name. So in other views, in the form view or any tree view or something, we didn't mention the label explicitly, right? We just provided the field name. Okay, and the field name course ID. The label automatically came. Okay, the start date, those things we just provided the field name, duration, field name, seeds. But here in Kanban, you have to provide the label, session name, field name. You see, the name is label is directly given here. The start date is label is already given here, and then the field. So there are some difference. That's why I said this template is using QWeb. So there is some difference when we define the Kanban view. So we have gone through almost the basic views, and in Odoo version 13, you have seen that the cohort view, those kind of dashboard views, these kind of views are there. So you can add the activity view. This kind of views are also available in Odoo. So we are not discussing all those things in our session. Now we are going to another part of Odoo. It's called wizard. Okay. So we are going to wizard. So wizards are records. It's records that not mean to be persistent. It will automatically delete from the database after a certain time. Okay, so you won't have any track of those things. So it's called transient models. So these transient models will be deleted from the database after some time. So where we are using this transient model here in session. Okay, in academy, yes, we have invoicing. Yeah. So this kind of windows, you will need different windows like this. Payment errors. Oh, we'll have to create. No. So we will create one, and then you will get a better idea. So if I go to check and install the module, then it will take some more time. So the model, the difference between the actual business object and wizards are wizards are transient models. It will not be stored in the database for a long time. So it will only kept in the database for a very few time, and it will be automatically deleted from the database. So you see the wizard columns and the sales. Okay, so let's go to our module, our Open Academy module, and I have created a folder for wizards. It's not necessary to create a folder for wizards. It's always better to create a separate folder for different kind of things, so that you can easily navigate into that part. So it's only the mandatory thing is you have to mention those each Python files you have in your module to be mentioned in this import chain. Okay, chain of this import function, import commands. So now we have the from.import controllers. So if we have any files in these controllers, you have to mention this init.py. Then this init.py will handle all the files under this controllers folder, and outside that controller file we will need a in.py. Inside that we just need to import the controllers folder. Okay, so in this level, in this hierarchy structure, you have to mention all the files. So the thing is, you don't need to create a it's not mandatory to create a separate folder for all these things. You can just put all the things under the Open Academy folder itself, and you have to mention this inside. But the problem is it will be difficult to understand what are the things and everything. You will have to open up every file and check for whether it is a wizard or is a original business object or something like that. Okay, so is it a controller or something? Otherwise you will have to name them accordingly. So it's better to keep them in different directories. So that's why I put a wizard here, and inside the wizard I have a wizard.py. So inside the wizard.py, you see I am composing this one, say this report. Okay, so this model, the Open Academy session and the Open Academy courses is extending models.model. Okay, this model we are extending this model object, and here the wizard is extending this transient model. Okay, so that's a first difference we have. Then almost same the definition, and so in when we defining the model, it's almost same. We have to give the name and description, and then fields and other functions and kind of things. So what we are really doing here, so what we are going to make in our Open Academy module. So in Open Academy module, we are going to create a wizard that will help us to add attendees to sessions. Okay, so first what we are going to do is we have to mention our wizard folder in this init file, and inside the init file, okay, it's already given, and in the wizard we put the session ID. Okay, we put the session ID and attendees ID. Then we need a user interface. Just like all other models, we need a user interface for this wizard. So I added a wizard view.xml file. So inside that XML file, I created a small form view of that wizard and created a action window. You see, it's a new thing. Okay, action window. So I will show you where it will come. And we have given a launch session wizard, add attendees is the name, and binding model. This action is binding with Open Academy session, and the model that we want to open with this wizard is Open Academy wizard. That's the name of our transient model, Open Academy wizard. Then view mode should be form and target new. So if we take a target new, if we give it the target as new, it will be a new window. Okay, that's why the pop-up comes. So let's see. Okay, we have to restart the service first. Let's go to apps. upgrade, Open Academy, sessions, there you have an action offset. There we will see. Okay, so it didn't come here, so let's check the manifest. Okay, my bad. Okay, I have to uncomment this one. Sorry for the trouble. Okay, let's do it again. Upgrade. Pipeline. Let's go to session. Yes, add attendees. Okay, from there I can add attendees. So this window you can check from here. Edit view form. It's called Open Academy Wizard. The model and the name and everything, the style, everything that we have given is, you can see here. So add attendance. So I'm adding some parties. You can add multiples. Subscribe. So I will give a session 1 course 0. Subscribe. So this is the option that we are just created, or we can take from here also. Add attendees, and can select upon one person, and can select session. We can add into this one. So here's already added. Okay, so this is the windows. So that data, that the pop-up window will not be stored in the database for a long time. So it will be deleted from the database after a few minutes. So that's a wizard. Okay, so we have some more things to do with that wizard. Before that, I will show you what will happen if we didn't. So we can target. Okay, yes. So the target, we have registered attendees. Now if we want to add one attendees to multiple sessions, that's what we are going to do next. So for that, we need to make the session IDs. These are okay. So we are coming to this part. Before making a multiple session, we can first we are going to make it the session, currently the session we have to choose, right? Already we are opened a session. Okay, we are opened already, a session is opened. From inside that session we are taking this, we opening this window. So it's always better to load that session by default here. So that's what we are going to do first. Or we are marking this session, then only we are getting this action. Okay, then again we are saying our users to select the session again. So it's not that good user experience. So we have to load that session by default here. So that's what we are going to do next. So we are changing the sessions ID definition, session ID field definition. So in extra we are putting a default method. You remember the default, right? So default method, default attributes, and default method name is given here. So in the default we have a default session definition. Okay, default session definition. Yeah, so default session definition is enabled, so it will take the environment variable of Open Academy session and browse for the items. Now yesterday we discussed about the context. Okay, so from the context we are taking the active ID. So in this active ID we will have the opened form view. If we have opened this one, the context, inside the context, under the inside the context with the name active ID, we will have the ID of this record. Okay, if you are taking from the list view, it will have the marked records ID. So we are taking this value from the context. So this is one place we are passing value from one record to another. So yesterday we mentioned that part. Okay, so we are taking that active ID from the context, and browsing for that ID in the Open Academy session, then we will get a record. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's go to Open Academy. Yes, sessions. Let's hope it will work. Yeah, now we have the session. Okay, the same session that we have opened here. We are going to the second one, add attendees. See the session ID goes. So from there we can add attendees only, and then add them as attendees to this session. Okay, so you don't have to select the session again. So next thing that we are going to do is, if a person wants to join in all our sessions or more than one session, now we will have to go to each session and add him once at a time. Okay, that's add one attendees again, then go to the next session and add the same attendee again and again. So we are going to make that more simple. So we will going to change the option one more time. So in this time we are going to change the many to one field into a many to many. Okay, so we are going to change the many to one field into many to many, so that we can have multiple elements there. And the default function that we had, will only return one item. So we have to change that function, and we have given a new default function name here. It's a default sessions with an S. Okay, so we are uncommenting this one and commenting this one. Okay, so we have, now you can see the active IDs. Okay, so this active IDs will hold all the IDs of all the element you have selected here. If you have selected more than one element, it will have all the elements selected. Now let's check. No, before that we have to enable this one also. We have changed the field into session ID, so this one has to be enabled. Okay, let's go to apps and update. Okay, let's check our session. The add attendees, we have session 1 course 0, and we can add attendees. Here we can add other courses also if you want. Okay, from inside it, so it will work for the single one, and if we have multiple ones multiple items selected, then it will work for more than one. And I'm going to add a person that we haven't your company. I'm going to add into these two sessions. Okay, for that so I didn't make this change, sorry. Let's do that, because here we have only one case session ID. Okay, session, trying to add the attendees into a session ID, so we need a method that can handle multiple sessions. So I'm just enabling this one and comment in this part, so that the function can handle different multiple sessions. So just quietly restart the service on the behind so that it will work. Okay, and subscribe. Oh man, subscriber, the sessions instructor can't be an attendee. So somewhere we have put your company deco audit. That's not true. Let's add someone here. Yeah, it's worked. So wood corner is already here, you see, and inside our new session also wood corner is added. So this is one kind of usage that you have seen in of the wizard. In different applications where you can check for Odoo modules, and you will definitely find a lot of applications that use the wizard to generate different kind of reports. We also have different modules that we have developed in Odoo, in our Odoo App Store. You can freely download and check those modules, and you can see different kind of applications of wizard that is used to generate Excel reports and PDF reports and generating different views kind of things. So that's what we have in wizards. Now the next thing is we are going to the report section. Okay, so the reports, when we say the reports, it's PDF reports. For in PDF report, let's see. In PDF reports, we are using QWeb, as we have mentioned in the Kanban view. We are using QWeb and Twitter Bootstrap and WK-HTML to PDF package. So this WK-HTML PDF package, what's the use of that? So Bootstrap is used to design the thing, and QWeb is used to make the templates. So the WK-HTML is, first Odoo is creating this report in HTML. Then Odoo is using this package to convert that HTML into PDF. So the basic two elements that we need for a report is, let's say, ir.action report element and a QWeb view. Okay, so these two things are important for a report. So we are just closing these things, and now I have created a different directory for the reports. So this is the QWeb view, and this is the first element that I am talking about. The ir.action report. Okay, so you can see the report type is given here, QWeb report, QWeb PDF. Either you can select the QWeb HTML is also an option. Then you will not have the PDF, you will get a HTML view only. So what I have did is I have created a record like this report. I have given a ID report session, so it will be a report of that session. Then I have given the model, so Open Academy session. String is the name of that report, session report, and then the actual name, Open Academy .report session view. Actual name of that report, you see the QWeb template that is defined in the structure of the report. Okay, the Open Academy is given because it's the name of the module, and report session view is the name of the QWeb template. And again, Open Academy report session, again the name of the file. Then report type, QWeb PDF. So this is our template. Inside that we only have a few elements, just h2 doc.name. Then there will be a from area. There we will have a start date of that session, and then to will be the to date, end date of that session, and then attendees, list of attendees. So that's all we have in the report. Let's we have to add that into our manifest. So report XML. We have you already have seen different actions. You can watch the more details about them in our YouTube channel. Let's upgrade. Let's restart. So till now, under the sessions, we had the last time when we were here, we only had the action. Now we have a print option. So if I'm taking this session report, okay, what they are saying is you don't have the WHTML PDF package defined. So this is the content. So if I have if I had a WHTML installed on my system, then it will come as a PDF. So if now I don't have that installed in my system, that's why it's coming as a HTML file. Okay, so this is how you can create a report. So inside this QWeb, you can do anything. Okay, inside this QWeb template, you can build your according to your imagination. You can build your own report, like we have in our invoices and sale orders, quotation, those kind of things. You may have seen that with the images, with the logos at the top, and header and footer, those kind of things, tables, everything. You can design everything inside this. It will accept the pure HTML codes also. So inside this, you can build your own report. This is how you bind a report to a model. Okay, so you provide details to the and along with this option that I have given, you have more. You can attach the reports. Once you download a invoice or something from the system, generating a PDF, you can download in. You can save that in the database. In that case, you have to give another value. Okay, it's called attachment. Attachment is equal to true. So what will happen is the first time you generate a PDF from that record, it will be saved inside the database. Okay, so the second time you can download that one that's already generated. So these kind of options are there. So you can check that in the Odoo's documentation or in other modules of Odoo. And yes, we have gone to the reports now. The next thing that we have is a dashboard view. So the dashboard view is something called you have seen dashboard view in CRM. This is the dashboard view. You see the graph, we have the graphs, making use of the graphs, and we have the pivot, and this is the cohort, and different kind of views. Okay, bringing different kind of views into a single window. That's what the dashboard view is. So how we can do that? That's what we are going to discuss now. So here, this is the code. So what we are doing is we are just bringing all those things into one window. Okay, so we have one element and one in one side and another one side, another one of different styles are available, and now we are just creating some actions that can call the defined views that we already defined for the Open Academy sessions. You see the action session graph, action session calendar, action course list, action session form. Those kind of things we are calling in. And inside this action board session form, we are calling those action inside the form. Okay, so here you can see the action attendee by course. So action session graph, okay, attendee by course, height 150, width 510. Then again we are mentioning another one, action string sessions, action session calendar. So there will be a calendar view. Then after we are closing that column, then again next column we are calling another action. It's action course list. So what this thing will bring into our user interface, so we can let's check that part. Okay, so before going to do that, let's enable this one from the in our manifest file. And this dashboard, to have this dashboard, you have to add that board module in your dependence. So there were only base module in our dependence. This was, I already added this one. Okay, so you have to add this board module in your dependence. So let's go to apps, upgrade, sorry, okay. It's under the sessions here. Yes, okay, dashboard. Let's see, yeah, attendees by course. Okay, inside our dashboard we have attendees by course. The course list is here, list view, and the view, calendar view of that sessions. So here you can see this detail in our dashboard. So this one is making use of this dashboard module. Okay, I missed that part with the default, the enterprise feature. So this is using this dashboard module. Using this dashboard module, we can configure this, and you can change the layout into different views. So it's already defined for this view, that's why it's not changing. So if you want to change the views, okay, you can. It's a functional thing. Okay, this one you can select a different instructor. If I go by instructor, so this way you can design your own dashboard. So the dashboard that I have that I have shown you in the CRM is a enterprise feature. Yes, we are showing the feature in the enterprise, but it's in another session. So another style of representation that is only available in enterprise. It will not be able to show in community. So that's why I didn't include that part in our webinar. So, but I just wrongly mentioned that dashboard here. Even if I am not mentioned that part, you can again I will provide you the reference link to the everything that we have said. And before we conclude in this session, we have one more thing to go through. So that's called the translation part. So we are built a module up to the report session, and we have created a dashboard. Now we will have users from different countries. So we have to some may be the native using the native language of their country. So we will have to translate the terms that we are using in our module into their own language. So Odoo supports different languages, so that you can go to the settings and enable the translation. But many terms that we are using inside our module will not be translated into that language. So to do that, we have to do some changes in our coding. So first, what you have to do is, it's easy to load the translation. So I will talk about that first. So it's you have to go through the developer mode. You have to enable the developer mode. We are already in developer mode, so will have the translation option. You can go to the languages and you can activate any language. Okay, so now I have the English and Spanish here uh, for my convenience. Okay. If I take Arabic or something like that, I will not be able to understand the terms. So I put the Spanish enabled. So now to get the translation, you have to change the language in my profile. You have to change the language. All the language of terms that we can use in our modules should be added under. I will show you in the add-ons, in the account session. There is a folder called I-89. It's called Internationalisation. Okay, so you can see all the many language codes here. So Spanish have different we have different Spanish, Argentinian, Brazil, a lot of Spanish languages are there. So this is the Spanish that is used in Spain, and there's some other country level Spanish languages, and there are many other languages are like that. English, British English, we have British English, and we have American English. So if we are having a different language with a specific country, then I don't know how to say that. Okay, so you have to give the language code and country code. So all these terms will be defined inside this file, PO file. So I will take Spanish. So number of digits. This message, you can see the translated message here, numde digit source. So this is how these things are added into the system. So first, when we create a module, you will not have this folder, or you will not have all these files. So you will have to do those things with the little help that we can get from Odoo. So that's what I am going to show you. So first you have to go to the translation and enable one translation, enable one language, and that we have already done. Okay, we have enabled the Spanish language. Then next thing you have to do is you have to generate missing terms. Okay, just have to click on this and select this language. So Spanish, Espanol. Then click on update. It will load the missing terms. Okay, I am just deleting the files that I previously generated, so that you will have a better look into the system. Yeah. Oh, it's taking too much time now. Okay, so it's completed. Then next thing you have to do is you have to export translation without selecting any language into a PO file. Okay, so let's export. Oh, sorry, I forgot to choose the application. Translation, export translation. Now to get a template, if you want to get a template, you can do this. You can select the PO file and open Academy. So I have added our module. You can have a multiple module. If you didn't put any module, it will export all the terms that we have in our Odoo source code. So I'm just adding Open Academy and then export. Now you can see there is a file openacademy.pot. You can download it, and there's saying that you can download the documentation. Okay, so you can download this one, save it. So yeah, I have two of them. Let's take this one that I have already downloaded. So yes, yes, downloads. We need the name Open Academy. Okay, so I'm just taking this one to our module inside the 1818, paste, here. Now you can see all the things, all the terms that we have in our Open Academy module: about, active, add, attendees, attended sessions, attendees count. You see all these things in different part of the Odoo. You can see in different part of our module. You can see here. So the translate terms are all empty because we didn't select today any language. The next thing we are going to do is we are exporting the translation with the name, sorry, with the language. So we are taking the Spanish PO file, open HRMS, sorry, open HRMS, open Academy, export, and you have es.po file with the Spanish. Then let's go to downloads. Here, copy it. Let's move that into our Internationalisation translation folder. See, paste. Yeah, etc. So inside this one, you will have some terms like the title of the course. The course title must be unique. Teacher 1, level 2 are the terms, but some terms will be translated. that's the commonly used terms will be translated. So the schedule, planification, responsible is converted, and you see this is not converted, participation by course. Some terms are converted. So next thing that we have to do is, now you can see many terms are not converted, so you have to edit uh, those things. Okay, so if there is any missing term that is not listed here, you have to add the translation terms for all these things. Okay, session dashboard, if you want the session dash that terms to be translated, you have to provide those terms. So if you miss any other terms that is not come here in this list, what you have to do is you have to edit your code Python file, even if it's a controller or somewhere else, so Open Academy or in models. What you have to do is you have to import a object. It's called, it's the name, you can see this, so just an underscore, but it's this object is doing all the translation. So you have to import that. So after the exception, I put an underscore, that's a translation. Okay, then the next thing you have to do is you have to add, you have to surround the terms that you want to you have to translate. So here in this case I have to translate the copy of term. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to surround that with a underscore and a bracket. Okay, so it's not just a bracket, it's a function. Okay, and the content inside that function is the object we are passing to that function. So it's a function like this one. Okay, Odoo, this is the actual structure. This is the actual structure. In we are adding our terms inside this function. Okay, so as an object we are passing that as an object. So that's what we are doing, we are surrounding with that function. Then we are again this here also we have to translate, so we are surrounding that part. Then we are surrounding this one, and yes, we have some terms, some warning messages that should be translated. Then next thing, there's a validation error. Okay, so if we have done this thing, then only these terms will be added into our ESPO, this language specific files. Okay, language specific PO files. So you every terms, every statement, every term that you want to translate into the native language of the user, you have to surround with that braces. Okay, so we have all the terms that when I added this module, I have loaded this one time, so all these things are already added into this file. So in your case, when you try when you do the first time without doing these translation changes in your model, it will not be included. So you have to add those braces, then download this file, then those terms will be included. So create the first course, Open Academy, attendance. Let's check whether these terms are already there or not. Yes, session, we can search it. It's already come into that PO file or not. Yeah, okay, so it's 0 result. Now we already changed this into that method. So let's go again and do the generate missing terms. For the Spanish language, so we have generated the missing terms. Then export the translation for Open Academy and for the Spanish language in PO file, export. Now we have a file, let's save it. Now let's copy this one from downloads, then let's paste it here. So let's open this one and search for the terms that we just searched. Yeah, we can see one result. You see, now we have all those terms that we marked with the underscore and bracket is come in our new ESPO file. Okay, so then another term that we had is you can check the code. Open Academy. Sure. Okay, in models. This was then another one. Control C. What do we have here? This one. No, it's 0 result. Okay, so if we check here, increase seats for remove excess. So all the terms that you are marked with that term is loaded into a translation file. Now you have to provide the translation for that. So what I'm going to do is we are going to copy this term and check for the translation in Google. I don't know is it correct or not. Anyway, let's copy this and we are going to paste this, and again for the instructor we are not completing all the things, all the seats. Okay, all the terms. Let's just taking some of the instructor. Now okay, oh, so they have one for female and one for males. Okay, let's take one. This one is incorrect seeds value. So there are many terms that are need to be translated, need to be manually added the translation terms. So now we are just doing this one. So before I'm loading this one into Odoo, we are going to switch into the Spanish language and check what we are getting currently. Okay, is it already translated? Before we do anything, okay, let's check that. So we change it into Spanish. You see the labels are translated. Now we are going to the Open Academy. The term we were talking about was, yes, okay, yeah, increase seeds or remove excess attendees. So it was inside our session. So let's go to sessions and take one session. We have 10. Okay, let's make it 4. Now even we are in Spanish, we are getting the English message. Okay, so this is what we are going to change now. We are adding translation for that. So now my file is called ESP. I am deleting this one and renaming that ESP ES1. It's refactoring. Yes. Then what I'm going to do is going to the languages. It's okay. One more. So okay, not in application settings. Translation. Let's go to languages. Let's do it once again and override the existing terms. Okay, process is completed. I think I don't know what that means, the message. Normally that will come. Okay, now let's go to our Open Academy, and for the sessions, session 1, let's change that into 4. Oh, we didn't get it. Okay, let's try again. What I have to click? Yeah. So again, go into application. Okay, settings, translation, generate. Yeah, let's click on this one. Generate Spanish. Let's try again. Academy sessions. No, it didn't work. What are the other terms we have? Incorrect seeds value. Okay, let's try that. And it's coming incorrect seeds value. Okay, it's a title. Yeah, something wrong when we are doing. Okay, let's switch into the English again, then try again. Okay, let's edit English, save. Yes, settings, translation languages, Spanish, override the existing terms, load. Switch back to the Spanish. Yes. Something wrong, terribly wrong. Yes.po. Okay. Let's hit it again. Increase. Save. Okay. Let's try another language. Settings. Technical, sorry, languages. Let's enable this one. So it's enabled now. Let's go to translation again, generate missing terms, language Arabic. Okay, now let's export the translation with Arabic language into PO file and our Open Academy module. Export. We have AR001. That means save file. Okay. And see any module with this AR001, my file. Okay. Anyway, let's rename this to AR. And let's copy this. Into our records. Okay, paste. Factor. Let's check we have our terms here. Yes, we have and we have to get the translation for that. Let's add this. Okay, let's try. My profile, edit, Arabic, save. Oh my god. Open Academy sessions, edit. Let's do 16 first. No problem at all. Let's change that into 4. Oh, somehow it's not working. So this is how you have to do the translation. I don't know how it's not working now. Okay, so I'm sorry for that. So you try from your side. I don't know how it's not working. So these are the things that we are planned to do in our webinar. All these are we have covered. I hope you get a good understanding of how we can create a module in Odoo and the basic things that we can do with Odoo modules, how we can define different views, how we can create different records, how we can connect different records, and everything as a basic. Now you have to do your own. Okay, so I will tell you some. I'm going to give you some reference. This is the page that I was referring to. This is the basic building a module. This is a Odoo's developer document. So all the things that we have discussed is here. Okay, everything is here. So you can refer this page, and also our video you can check. We will upload that in our YouTube channel, and we will push this module, that Open Academy module. You can create from this tutorial itself for your if you want. You can take from that from our GitHub, and you can download from our GitHub. We will publish the Open Academy module there. And the another link that we have is this. Again, this is Open Odoo Developer Documentation. Here you have more detailed explanation of all those things. It's ORM API, data files, actions, views. So inside the views, you have a lot of views. You see fields, attributes, inheritance, view types. In view types, you have calendar view, cohort view, dashboard, diagram, and many things that we have discussed. The map view, QWeb, search, pivot. A lot of things are there. You see all the attributes and everything that we can use with each view is explained here. So you can refer these things, and if you want to master Odoo development, everything that you need is here. So what we have done is we have just introduced you to the basics of Odoo development. I hope you enjoyed the webinar. Thank you for attending the webinar. So if you have any doubts or something, you can reach us. You can uh, uh, refer our blogs. We have detailed blogs on almost every content of Odoo, functional and technical, everything. So you can visit our website, and you can search Odoo books or blogs, everything, and we have on our website. And we have a lot of videos in our YouTube channel. You can go there and watch videos. And if you need further assistance or any doubts, you can reach us on Cybrosys.com. You can send an email to that address. So we will happy to reply to your queries. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye. See you in the next webinar. Thank you.
If you are interested in knowing more about this or looking for any Odoo implementation or customization in your business, drop your request to info@cybrosys.com.